dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. See?
Oh, I need this. Hang on. I forgot. I need this. I need this. Oh, we don't need that. Did we decide? Oh, there's too much stuff to do. Did we decide we don't need this, right?
Yeah, that's what the determination was.
Decided we don't need that. But we still need this, so I can do this. And I can show you this guy. Oh! What's up, buddy? That's you. Can you see your monitor here?
Oh, they're hey. I'm here. That's right. I'm just watching the show. I'm like, hey, I'm on now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Eventually, there will be material here, and I don't know if it's going to be jokes, but top of show material. But right now, it's this. All right, Manuel Carrillo is here, everybody. We are so excited to see him. It's late night Playset. The missus is over here. Let's start it up. You trim your beard. You look great. And he did a shave. Everybody looks great. What's up, you guys? Kurt must be here. Stuff right there. Hello. Talking to you. Hello.
Oh yeah. Hey, I was telling the ground right now that I am here. Sorry.
He's flipping out. I was talking to you. I was talking to you.
Hello.
Our guest just got here and he's a little high strung. No coffee for you. You get water. Water for you. I was talking to you though. How are you, Nicole?
Fine. Today's not a great day, so I'm fine.
You have been a champ all day for it not being a great day. I mean, it started yesterday. You were falling over from falling over, and meaning like you were on the floor, couldn't even get up from the floor. And then today, I don't see much improvement on your limbs and stuff. But we did a lot of stuff around here. It didn't stop you from helping me do a lot of stuff. It was like there's spring cleaning. We do a lot of fall cleaning. It's like, oh, you're going to hunker down for the winter. You're going to be in your space. It's kind of like, remember the beginning of COVID? We sort of did that every fall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people are coming over for the holiday, stuff like that. You want everything, get all that stuff out. So we were doing that. There were tons and tons of stuff. Tons and tons of old life of old Nicole stuff.
To clear that out.
Welcome back to the Late Night Playset. My name is Jay Ryan. The lady over there is Nicole Ryan. Thanks for putting up with our cold open. We're figuring out what's happening with that. Right now, it's nothing, as you can see. Eventually, it'll be something, but I have to get more comfortable with being over there, standing there. It doesn't seem like it would be a big deal. You just look at a camera and yap your frickin' mouth all the time. There's this between you. It's like I'm like a bartender back here, right? You know what I mean? Like, come on over here, tell me your problems, and have a little water. There's a separation. And standing up in front of the thing is different. So I got to get better at it.
It's like Dave Matthews' The Space Between.
Ooh. Look at it. Dave Matthews. Nice making 90s references, buddy. I'll take it.
Well, I mean, I drive a Radwood car now, so I kind of have to.
Yeah, you do drive a Radwood car. I mean, obviously, we're going to be talking about your new car when we get in here, and as well as all the things you've done to it. But as far as anyone else knows, you're not actually here to promote anything. Like, I asked you to come. I was like, hey, come on the show because I want to hang with you on the show. Yeah. It's not because I want to interview you or there's things we're going to talk about or promote. I mean, we can talk about and promote.
I ain't here to promote shit.
He's not here to promote shit. That's Mario Carrillo, everybody. It's taking an ugly turn very quickly. Very quickly. Robert Scott is here. Ted Holm is here. Chris has a camera. Hello. Chris has a camera. Grand Impression, Beeman Bill. Damon McCarthy, what's up, brother? How is everybody? It's Tradecraft Thursday. Look, if you're here and you're feeling ill, you are going to be medicating, and that means tradecrafting. So shout out to our friends at Tradecraft.
Thanks to them and you for bringing it.
This is, ooh, wow. Sorry, I didn't mean to. How badly do you need it? It smells good. It just took me by surprise. It doesn't smell like what this says, though. It's biscotti. Biscotti. The mood is Namaste High, and it is a hybrid from the good folks over at Sticky Vape. Our new neighbors across the street, if you didn't know and you hadn't seen over, look at that, just right across the way. They're in the Sticky Vape. I don't know if it's the Sticky Vape building, the Dual Shift building. I think they're both renting space currently. St. Clair put in their own, they built a wing on another building over there. So St. Clair's doing very well. I'll tell you all about them and how you should insure your toys and all of the other good things with them, as well as your businesses with St. Clair. But they're all in the same neighborhood over there in the Downtown Arts District. Downtown where, you might ask? There are buildings that look like New York back there, sure, but for the majority of them are where the hell are we? Los Angeles.
LA.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Los Angeles. It's sort of a generic skyline back there. But our friends at Sticky Vape are not generic, nor are our friends at Tradecraft Farms. Huge fans. Huge fans. Huge shout out. This one's biscotti. They got a lot of different flavors on the Sticky Vape stuff. Sticky Vape is their vape brand, and Tradecraft Farms is their flower brand, but there's also, I found out recently, a fire brand. It's fire, and that's also flower, but it's like punch you in the face. It's fire. It's fire. I don't want to smoke us out too early, but it's fire.
I'll let you know when I have it. Sounds strong.
We have had it in the past. That's just that's kind of my point. I didn't realize it was different. No, they were labeled fire. I thought, oh, this one's called fire. It's a whole different. Here we go. It's a whole different brand. It's a whole different brand.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Then I enjoyed it.
SEMA action. Holy crap, we got to talk about SEMA. I'm sure you're like me. You're glued to. Yeah. Okay.
Dom's got some great stories. I've been watching his stories all week on the Gramsies.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I haven't covered it professionally since 2017 when my Porsche was there.
Oh my.
Yeah, I know. Ooh. So I kind of live vicariously.
Yeah.
You know. So I mean, it's not like I'm trying to make it my first priority to attend SEMA every year or anything, but you know, I have some good memories there over the years that I covered it.
It's to me, it's Comic-Con for cars, and that's very big for our current existence. But watching a lot of people broadcast from there and doing stuff at different booths and everything, that for sure is possible in the future. I think we've got we've got a series anyway of future live shows to get through. And I think we'll learn from those experiences and see how we do. And then I would say, assuming things go well, which I would imagine they will. I mean, we did all the groundwork to make sure that we could do this in the future, like 2 years ago when we were going to do that PEC LA thing. And so we were kind of getting ready then. I feel like nowadays these they're not dry runs, they're their own shows. I mean, they're going to be great. But to then take that and transplant it into like a SEMA or Luftge Cult or whatever, I think could be fun for us. Could be fun for
so,
us.
too.
And that way we can go again, but just be, a different setup. It's a different type of deal.
Yeah.
We get to golf cart you around everywhere instead of you having to lead me and 20 other comedians around the Gaslight District.
I'm
Gaslight
learning how
District.
to do things backward for how I used to do them.
What does that mean?
Like instead of leading, be led.
Oh, I see.
It's hard.
GVBC in the A. Oh, go ahead.
It's hard for me to wrap my head around. So.
Well, it's like George Costanza, right? I will do the opposite.
Oh yeah. Yep. I just have to tell myself every move I make, and that gets confusing.
I feel like you need to somehow connect with your higher self if you believe in any of that thing, and just stop trying to lead the way. Just listen to that voice and do whatever that
I'm
tells
trying.
you to do.
I'm trying.
It's hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't mean you should just do that. It's easy. But once you even understand that it's possible,
Right.
then it becomes possible.
And then it becomes kind of like a life's work.
Yeah. I mean, if you get it, if you believe in this stuff, it works. If you don't, obviously, nope, never.
Right.
Not a chance. We're all crazy. Hippy Dippy.
Amen.
MC, it's so funny. You're here,
I'm here.
but you're here instead of being here. It's like this is the future generation. They're live in the thing, and they're just down on the thing.
The
But
answer
you're
to my
interacting.
presence is yes.
But you're interacting with the people too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
The people want me interacting with them.
You're good at that. People like you. What are we doing tonight, for goodness sake? Oh, so anyway, so there's no real agenda. I just asked my buddy to be here because I wanted to do a show with him. We did one show, what seems like forever ago now.
May
and then,
27th, 2021.
And then he knows when it was. And then, we see each other socially all the time, but I don't know. And then the other thing is we're sort of toying about maybe doing something together in the future one day. So it kind of makes sense to maybe, it's like the stand-up thing. It's like you got to get good at the things you don't know if you're good at.
We need this.
He says, well, we need this. Is that a reference that I don't get? Oh, Instagram. What's going on over here? Let's see. Kayla Marzo's here. It's what the people want. Kayla Marzo, you're awesome. Are you back at GVBC tomorrow? Pete McNulty is here. Oh, no. Pete McNulty, you offered a couple weeks ago a shower stool. If that's an offer that's still on the table, we'd love to take you up on that. I know it's a weird thing to do in front of everyone else here, so sorry. But Pete just got a new hip, which is treating him very well, so he probably doesn't need that anymore. We inherited his walker, as a matter of fact. A walker is not an expensive thing to buy, but buying one was something you didn't want to do. But then getting one for free from somebody who just got a new hip. All of a sudden now you can get around the room we're in here.
It's exciting.
It's a big deal to me.
It's huge for me.
You still fall down. People don't know that. When she goes, oh, I can walk today or whatever. There is no walking anymore. There's no standing anymore without other things.
I thought about this. It's physically getting up on my walker to stand with the support. That's when it's a good day.
Yeah. It's a good day when you can use your walker.
Yeah, thanks, Pete.
Huge thanks, Pete. Yeah, that's not what I was getting at, but good for you. Good for you. Way to spin some lemonade there. Grand Impression says best guest ever because you're doing because of what you're doing. He brought the energy, I'll tell you that. I'm guessing you had the radio on really loud in the car. Is that what's
This is just the energy from driving on the 405 for an hour.
Oh, did you come from El Segundo? Oh my gosh, I was hoping you might be, just around the corner.
I was hoping that too, but I did bring my wallet.
So you didn't leave it in El Segundo.
No.
And then Tony Bennett's just still hanging on, right? So we got just a little bit longer, what am I trying to say? Not too long, and then we'll be able to go nuts with the Left My Heart jokes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But right now it's like, Tony Bennett.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite Conan memories is talking to Tony Bennett during. People don't know this, but there's like 2 hours of the day where the band just comes in, the guest band comes in and just rehearses and practice, and they go through camera blocking, and the band knows what they're doing, but they have to do it for the show, so the show knows how to capture it, right? So anyway, one day I'm talking to Tony Bennett, right? I'm a 16-year-old kid who shouldn't even be in the building. I don't think I'm even old enough to be in the audience, right, at the show. But I'm a microfan guy, right? Did I say microfan?
Yeah.
Micro machines, microfiche, micro machines. I'm a microphone guy, right? So whatever. I asked it. I saw what he was using, and I thought it was the show's, and I was like, why would the show not give him a better mic, whatever? And he was. So anyway, so I asked him. I go, oh, do you want something else? He's like, no, this is mine. And I was like, what? And he goes, this is the only mic I use. A Shure 58 Beta. And it was Tony Bennett, and he did it just like that, and it sounds like a bit, like a comedian would do. It's how Tony Bennett did it to me. It was like, nah, it's the only mic I use, a Shure 58 Beta.
When you do his impression, I kind of get a little sniff of Christopher Walken's cowbell in that, and it just kind of speaks to how Bennett does have that natural comedic.
That's interesting, because that was only 2 floors up. That.
Yeah.
And I think I was actually there for that.
8C.
8G is good for you. 8G is the SNL studio. Okay. But do you remember what year that was? Because I think I was actually there for that. And I used to tell people that, but I don't really remember. I don't think I was in the studio that day, so it's not like I was there in the room when it happened. But I think I was there that week.
I'm just giving an educated guess. I would say 95, because you had those Will's early years. It was Jimmy Fallon's early years. It was right at the beginning of Fallon. He was probably just still a featured player at that point.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
You're exactly right about all that.
Yeah.
He came over and sneezed on our pizza so he could eat it at the rap party the night that I decided to move to Los Angeles. It might have been the same year. I can't remember. But I think you're right. Mm-hmm. I would have said 94, 95, something like that. Yeah. And I would have been there. It's crazy. And Christopher Walken was from my hometown, which is why I remember I was there that week. Because I was talking, was literally from... You want to drive in together? I mean,
why do you think so many people are from Wilton?
I can't. I don't know. Who the hell knows, right? I mean, it's a place to live. Right? It's a place to live, and it's in proximity to it's a bedroom community to New York City. So, I mean, I think if you had a shit ton of money, like old money, you were in like Greenwich and like that, Port Chester kind of area, and then it sort of fanned out as the further out you got. Okay. So when I was a kid, Wilton was like, it was the outskirts. Like New Canaan is where Dave lived, but he was on the border of New Canaan and Wilton, as were we. The Silver Mine area, if anyone's looking at a map right now and you want to look it up.
And it's very similar looking there to what I experienced a couple months ago at Lime Rock, right? It's very much similar.
It's all the same. You were in Northwest Connecticut. Yeah. This was Southwest Connecticut. Yeah. With the exception of the proximity to New York and Long Island Sound, I mean, it's just as green and lush. Okay. Yeah. It's so cool that you were there. Yeah. And that you experienced all that stuff.
Dude, I was thinking about you the whole time I was there.
What do we think about May of... We should do a show here at some point. It's just my buddy and I talking, or you should come in here. Although we have all 3 of us on the... Here's the show. It is what it is. Mr. Notice says, I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell. Hilarious. May, we're going to be doing the show for a week out there, and it's very close to Lime Rock. And in fact, I think on the day of the car show, we're going to be doing a drive, and it'll probably involve going out to Lime Rock. Okay. Any chance? Like, is that something? Do you get out there frequently? Like, is there a possibility you might be there? That type of thing.
There's a possibility I could be there.
I'm asking all these things because we're trying to stack the deck with guests that week, obviously as well. So Catherine DeLorean's going to do it. Tedward's going to do it.
I wouldn't mind figuring out a way to get Project Stork out there, because
we're
getting closer to Project Stork running, and
we're going to talk about that. Project Stork. Okay, good. Yeah. So there's a possibility. That'd be fun. It'd be fun to stack the deck a little bit with our friends. As well as if there's any East Coast people, I know there are a lot of people we've talked to over the years that we would love to have on the show, except that there's a little pesky thing called geography in our way. Roughly 3,000 miles, at least 2,500 by air. And we're going to get over that little hurdle for a week in May of 2022. 222.
Skip's saying it was 2,000.
Skip.
Cowbell.
Oh, he's mistaken. I mean, it's totally possible.
It's possible, but that's...
If he looked it up, I actually believe it. Because, hang on. Horatio was there. And he didn't come in until like 99 or so. And Chris Parnell's in it, and he came in like 98 or 99.
He's right then.
We only were looking at the main guys. And if I'm right about this stuff, then it's possible that we were only there watching the show. It might have been me. That's why I don't have the memories of working on it and stuff. It might have been like me and Kaz in the green room and stuff. Because we went to every show for like whatever that whole year.
I bet that's what it was.
Yeah, 2000.
Okay. All right.
How about that?
Skip Plus.
Yeah, Skip's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best. Here's what I like: having somebody here to read the comments. Because that's nice.
Yeah.
That's what the people like.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Here, we'll just put you. Here, let's see if we can do this. You and Instagram up. There we go.
Yeah,
There's the show.
I'm looking. I'm watching you guys.
There's the show. Oh, man. Ryan E. Media SoCal.
Hey, Ryan.
You've got a bunch of handles, man. Oh, Phyllis. Hello, Phyllis. I appreciate the request to join. I don't know that we have time to do that this evening, but definitely in the future. Can't wait. Phyllis is Florida Phyllis, everybody. Phyllis from Florida. Phyllis from Florida. You're on the air. Translates to Jay's mom. Phyllis from Florida is Jay's mom. All right, so Manuel Carrillo's here. The hellos. The Telefunken thing in May, that was one of the things to talk about. I guess we just did it. So if you're on the East Coast and we talked about it, blah, 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 now we'll be there. So let's figure it out. Because if it's like, if you're in the New York area, obviously it's super easy. But even if it's somewhere else, like, come on up. Let's just put this thing together.
It's going to be fun.
Driving up from Delaware or Maryland or something like that to go be on the show at the studio, at the thing, with the car shows, like all that fun stuff is going to be worth it.
Yeah.
Good.
I can't wait.
Good. Oh, you know who says hello? Oh, this is it. I'm not going to do that. That was fucking... name drop. You want to know?
Yes.
It's a name drop, though, from our past. Carrie Byron says hello. I was exchanging niceties messages with her today.
That's
Carrie Byron
awesome.
for the Mythbusters. She was the female Mythbuster.
I love her.
Red hair? Did she really have red hair, or was it just color? Like, that's a rude question, I guess. You all know. She was red hair on the show, right? Mm-hmm. Woo! I haven't talked to her since Grant died, and even then it was just a quick message because I knew they were overwhelmed. But you know what I mean? Just a heart and a teary emoji, Yeah, but I had let her know that, like, hey, you're in a wheelchair and stuff now, and she didn't know any of that. She was like, sorry, we lost track of each other. Said something like that. She sends you all the love in the world.
I love her back.
Hang on, let me see. Sending all my love and hugs to you both. Oh, that's so sweet.
Very nice.
But with that, I reached out to, this is a whim, this is not for everybody else, but I reached out to him because he follows us, Joel McHale, and he saw it. I know that. It says, seen, whatever.
I love Joel McHale.
So that's a fingers crossed. He's, again, from our previous life. We used to know him. We used to work with him and stuff.
I used to work with him. He
You
doesn't
did too?
remember that, but I used to see him every morning in the kitchen at CBS Radio.
Oh, hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, he won't, it'll take a minute for him to remember us too, probably. But like his sister used to work for us, or her sister's best friend or something used to work for us when we had our entertainment company.
Yeah.
And we used to see him speaking of Comic-Con before, we used to see him at Comic-Con all the time. And always fun, and it was always late at the end of the night because we were always promoting different stuff. But how everybody would eventually
Everyone
text
together.
themselves together
Totally.
at the EW party or one of those big ones. One of the impossible to get in ones, so that they made sure it was really hard for you to enjoy.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Oh, Nicole can get anybody into anything. She can get anything
Let's
done in
bring
Hollywood. Let's just get her.
everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Rusty Kid Brazil is here. Kayla Marzo. Where's Thumper from? I don't know. Good question. How do we know? We should get him there in person. Skip Plus is who I win. Did you look it up, Skip Plus? Because, is that winning? Phyllis in Florida says, not a problem, sonny boy. Yeah. Moira Collision. Phyllis in Florida just moved to a condo that is different from the house she used to live in. And we'll all hear about that soon. Perhaps on the show, perhaps not. We'll see. Hello, Auto Kennel. Pure V6 is here. Phyllis in Florida says, and I just put on lipstick. Okie doke. It's so fun. All right. Manuel, you're already here. I mean, should we just take a break? And because I wanted to say, can I say one thing before we do? Because it's not happy. We mentioned it the other day on the show, but there was a rip in the space-time continuum. We recently got accepted into this Spotify pilot program, right? So all of a sudden, our video podcast that was so important to me and not to anybody else, all of a sudden is now available on Spotify in its video podcast form. Same as Joe Rogan, same as Tom Segura, same as only like a few of their high-tier shows. So it was very, very exciting for us, except that only happened like a week ago. And the shows that are going up are good and great going forward, but there's some amazing shows like the Jay Leno show that had never been seen on Spotify. So we came up with the genius idea over here of, hey, why don't we come up with a little, a little replay encore type of situation where we upload some of those things again in repeat fashion, just like the old days. So the Jay Leno show went up the other day, and that's what we re-uploaded on YouTube. And I realized in hindsight, because it was a hell of a night for me doing all of that stuff. I had different intentions for how I wanted to give the information to everybody. But you know how it is when it's midnight and you're tired and you finally got the thing and you're going to bed. It's like, whatever. Sorry. So it was confusing. It looked like potentially a new Jay Leno show. Some people were like, oh, it's the same one. Oh, well, we're happy to have it, whatever. Nobody was upset, but it looked like a new Jay Leno show. Also, we were live on Tuesday, and we did a show on Tuesday, even though it was not really a show. We were on the air and talking to people and doing everything on Tuesday. So that's up as well, but it's only as a live. I didn't upload that because we didn't really do anything, and we intended to not do anything. We just didn't want to lose both the algorithm and not show up for the audience.
It was still a nice 21-minute session.
Is that what you got, 21 minutes?
I had 21 minutes of live.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if it cut off.
That I watched like 13 hours after upload.
We did a, that's hilarious. We did an hour, I think, or 51 minutes. Maybe it was 51 minutes.
Okay. I had some assistance from Tradecraft, so.
Oh, well, that's lovely.
Yes.
Anyway, so it was confusing. People were like, so there's no show this week? And we're like, no, we did a show. And they're like, but it's an old show. We're like, no, we did a new show too, but you got to look for it in a different place. All sorts of confusion. So sorry about that. It's all good. I think going forward, it'll be a little bit easier. And I will certainly be more clear when I say Spotify upload, or whatever, when I'm posting about it. So it is what it is. The Jay Leno show is getting a lot of love. No surprise. Jay was amazing and so generous with his time and energy and history. I had forgotten some of the things, and I didn't rewatch it again before I uploaded it. So I'm just looking at people's comments, and some of the comments have been very, very nice, and they talk about things he said that I totally forgot about that are really great, that make me want to go back and watch it if I weren't myself and feel badly. Like, that's just a kind of a gross thing in my head I don't really like doing. But if it were somebody else's show, I probably would go back and watch it.
I watched it.
Oh, well, good. My biggest fan, my mommy and my wife. What the hell?
I like him. He was way funnier than I remember.
Jay Leno?
Yeah.
He's quite the comedian.
He was toned down on the show, and I only saw him
on the
there for
Tonight
a
Show.
while. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, right. Because you didn't watch those shows except for me, and it was Dave. And you were at those shows professionally all the time, where you were then talking to the people and seeing him perform live with your people. Yeah, I get it. No, he was totally different here in the guest chair. He was very, very giving.
Yeah.
I like that. The moment we were trying to shut it down, I was so conscientious of his time. And remember, that was a pre-tape day. Like, the audience wasn't with us. You guys weren't here. It was very awkward. It was just Jay Leno here in our little place. It was very, very weird. And I just remember everything about it being very strange. And about 40 minutes in, I was like, all right, well, I want to get you out of here. And he's like, oh, really? Well, you don't have any more questions? Like, I was like, no, I mean, I don't really even need questions. I mean, I can go off the cuff with you if I'm allowed to. Are you saying I'm allowed to? And he was like, yeah, ask me a question. So we went into it. And then I went childhood Jay Rainman brain into the whole thing. And did you really hide in the closet? And what was the deal with Warren Littlefield? And, all that stuff. I always thought you were sitting at the table eating pizza with Rick Ludwin. I never in a million years imagined you actually hid in the closet.
as a fan
It's
of
just weird to me. He was the sitting host of the Tonight Show. It's still weird to me.
yeah, the stories are amazing. Like the behind the scenes stuff that I had no idea about.
It was great. It was great.
For anybody who's into the saga,
Totally.
For anybody who you read all those books that came out in 2010 when all this was happening.
Oh,
when,
yeah.
I mean,
1993.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean.
Oh, the Conan again. Yeah.
The whole shit that happened in 2010.
Yeah.
When I was living in Australia.
We didn't even get to that part.
But when I was living in Australia, I was exposed to just regular world events. But seeing this little corner of America, and all that America could talk about was the late night shuffle happening and all the drama.
Yes.
It was weird how America was stuck into this. I mean, America's always been in its little bubble of news cycle, separate from the rest of the world, but I mean, that was more than anything I've ever seen before. And I was living abroad at that point. But I mean, you know, I have a vague familiarity with the minutia of all that stuff that happened. And so I mean, I'm familiar with the questions that you were asking, but to the people who are the fans of that part of history, that television history, they need to watch that show.
Thanks,
More
man.
people need to watch that show.
It's one of those. I think we should like if you've ever it should be sold as a bonus feature for that or at least those segments for that movie The Late Shift, because I feel like a lot of the stories that we saw in The Late Shift that seemed cartoony, like well, I'm sure it wasn't quite like that. They probably juiced it up, for the movie. It sounds like to me that they were all much more subdued in the movie because they were realistic, but in real life they were totally unbelievable. That thing with Warren Littlefield where he made the joke about the getting up from the dump and the whole thing, and it was true, and he was in Boca Raton and Jay was in Los Angeles. I mean, it was like, what on earth?
That was a crazy moment.
And I love that I go, what about the blah, blah, blah? And he goes and he tells the whole story. And that didn't jive with my memory of the thing I thought he was going to say or whatever. And I was like, but I thought about it. And he goes, oh no, that was another time. And then it opened up this whole other thing that I never even knew about. Again, that the movie, you know what I mean? They probably just consolidated everything into one sort of hodgepodge. Oh, it was great. So, shit, maybe I do want to go watch that episode. Damn it.
You should.
Damn it. Do you watch yourself on TV?
Fuck yeah, I do. I'm
But you don't strike me as a particularly conceited person. So
I'm not particularly conceited, but I'm conceited.
So a regular person can do such a thing.
I think it's okay. I just don't be all self-congratulatory, and I think I'm able to do it in a way that doesn't make me look bad, because I have that innate inferiority complex that always keeps me grounded.
Oh, that's interesting.
And my struggle.
Well, see, it's the imposter syndrome and all of the other stuff. Yeah, so I have that too.
Yeah.
It's like whack-a-mole, man.
Yeah.
All this stuff up here, all these.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. It's a lot of energy being a crazy creative.
I have a hard time even, like, I couldn't edit this show down because I can't stand watching myself. Somebody could and should edit this show down. But it can't be me. And then the same thing with the promotion of it. It's like, I really have a hard time being like, hey, watch my thing. It's Aces, because I am. Like, I don't know if I even want to be friends with that person. Even though I even might think they're Aces. You know what I mean? Like, it's a weird...
I understand.
In the old days, there was a promo department. There was talent, and then there was a promo department. And nowadays, it's kind of like, you're the talent, you're the producer, you're the shooter, you're the promo department.
I was just watching the documentary about backup singers, 20 Seconds from Stardom, I think, or 20 Feet from Stardom, that came out in 2013 on Netflix. And they brought up a good point. Is like, a lot of these backup singers don't have enough ego for self-promotion, because they have the talent. And oftentimes they have more talent than the actual singers themselves.
Amen.
But because they don't have that innate ego within them, that healthy ego, that helps you build yourself and your brand and all that stuff that makes you successful in this day and age of social media and what have you.
Do you know what Johnny Carson said about? We just had this conversation like a week ago. Johnny Carson said something. He was asked once by an interviewer like Mike Wallace or something. 2020. It was serious, not like nothing poppy. Blah blah blah. So some people see you as conceited, and he was like, "Well, I've been called aloof. I don't know about conceited." He said, "But I think if this is the business you've chosen to go into as a profession, you'd better think you're pretty good if you're going to go out there. Otherwise, you have no business going through the curtain," or words to that effect, something much more eloquent probably. But it was kind of like a little bit of an eye-opener of, oh, well, there is some truth to that. Like, that resonates with me.
Yeah. You need it.
The whole point is I want to be better at this job than other people. Like, for some reason, it's important to me. I don't know what but like it is, right?
I can't quantify it in percentages, but let's throw a random number out there. 25% of my own self-development within me coming up in my career has been just getting over the lack of confidence and just pushing past it and telling myself, even in times when I don't believe it, no, you are worthy. You know, people do want you around, even though it's hard to believe that sometimes. You know, there is a demand for you and your talents, and people want you to be a part of whatever that is that you're a part of, and go out there and seize the day, seize the opportunity.
Who's in your ear? Whose voice is that in yours saying, you know, oh, you're not
I
good
mean, you
enough?
know what? I get a lot of it from Bradley Brownell, actually.
He says you're not good enough?
No, he knows that he sees my potential, and he sees me getting down on myself, because he's one of my closest friends, and we
sorry. So you've got a great friend in Bradley Bennett. I guess my question is,
yeah.
what's the voice in your head that's telling you you're not good enough? Who is it? Is it
Oh,
mom?
that's a good
Is it, you know what I mean? Like, is it the grade school bully? Is it you? Because for me, I think it's me. It's
For
probably
me-
childhood me going like, oh, you know.
I was just gonna say it was younger me. It's 5-year-old me. Yeah, it's
Same.
it's the inner child.
We're all the same.
We constantly have to give love to that inner child. to move
Nurture
forward.
me.
Yes.
Love me.
Yes, I've been doing that for 8 years now.
It's tough because we joke about this too. We just watch Mice and Men. I don't even know if you know the book or the movie, but you know, everything turns into, I want to be good. I'm doing all the right steps. Oh, don't worry about it. And please let me hold the bunny rabbit. And then you just, because you too much.
Yeah, it's a book I want to read. It's a book that I wish I would have read in the K through 12 system, but it never hit my consciousness.
I went to night school. We watched the movie. Figured that out the other day. We watched a lot of movies instead of reading books because it was more concise. It was quicker. You could cut through the bullshit. All these people had jobs. Like I was working at the TV station during the day. You know what I mean? When am I gonna read Catcher in the Rye?
Yeah.
Good luck, Holden. All right. Okay. So this was a good 10 minutes there. Well, I didn't say the sad thing I wanted to say. So I mentioned the whole thing about the show and everything the other day. So in that show that nobody probably will ever see, we talked about a fallen friend. Over the weekend, the Los Angeles SoCal car community really lost a major contributor in the name of Sherwood Lee. He was an old R Group guy. He used to host the Lock and Yada meet on Saturday, the early 9/11S meet over at the UA Theater, and just one of the nicest guys you could ever meet in the car community. Incredibly supportive, always smiling. Even if you don't know him, I'm sure you saw him around. He was a tall, skinny Asian man with beautiful silver hair and a big old smile at all times. And he was generally talking to somebody and either supporting them in some way or, just being positive. He was very, very positive. And just a freak accident the other day. I was playing tennis and went after a ball and slipped and hit his head and unconscious, out, not breathing. They did CPR. They got him breathing, hospital, life support, all that, a couple days. And Saturday night, he passed away. So it's just entirely sad. We weren't super close, but every time we did, he was very supportive of Breakfast Club, and we used to go to his the early whatever. And it's not Early Rodgers, but at the same place, that Saturday meet of his. And I don't know, man, Sherwood, I'm gonna miss you. You were a really great guy, and I'm sorry to all of the close friends he left. There's a lot of people who were reeling over the weekend. I told the R Group people that I know personally, like TLG, Marco, and Auto Kennel. And they were both like, "Oh my God, I just emailed with him." I'm like, "I know, me too." Like, because he would send out the email every month. You know what I mean? And most people reply, and it becomes a conversation. And whatever. So R.I.P. Sherwood Lee, and huge shout out, and a lot of love and hugs and kisses to all of the L.A. Porsche people who are affected. It's not. I'm sure the event. I'm sure the Saturday morning thing will still happen. I'm sure, or Sunday morning, whenever it was. I'm sure that'll still happen. But it was the guy. It was him. He was the tie that binds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
It was heavy news.
Yeah. And the Jay Leno show was great. So those are all the things I wanted to talk about. I got to do this stuff, and then we can get Manuel all the way over here. Even though he's been here the whole night, now he'll be over here, and we're just going to shoot the shit like we've been doing with Instagram and whoever else. They say all that separates men and boys is the coverage for their toys. St. Clair Insurance has coverage for your toys. In addition to toys, we're always talking about the auto insurance coverage for those automobiles. But did you ever think about this? He also insures the garage you store them in, or your business, or anything else. Everything that requires insurance. He's licensed in a lot of states, and he's a hell of a nice guy to deal with. Highly recommend dealing with St. Clair Insurance. And if I were you, I would check him out because he shops the top providers so you get the best coverage. Go to coverageforyourtoys.com, coverageforyourtoys.com.
Coverageforyourtoys.com.
And tell Jeff St. Clair that we said hello. Also, it's a great time to tell you, Auto Kennel. Better call Paul. Shop smart. Guards Rad's here. What's up? Oh, and Dual Shift. I better tell you about Dual Shift. The late night Playset is quickly becoming QVC. But that's right. There's more. And it is my great pleasure to tell you that the best bubbles in the world are brought to you by Bubble Tree. The American Bubble Company. Did I ever tell you that I used to be in, when I was a PA sometime, it only happened a few times, but it was pretty cool to be in there even a few times. I used to be in the booth, the announce booth with Don Pardo at Saturday Night Live.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and he would use his podium was from the great Toscanini, like Arturo Toscanini, the conductor of the great NBC orchestra. I'm saying all these things because I remember them because of my dad, who was born in 1939 and lived through World War II. No one else knows what I'm talking about. The studio that SNL is in was built for this guy named Arturo Toscanini in the great NBC orchestra. And that's how it all came to be.
That's so fun.
On and on and on. It's actually a studio in a studio. It's floating within the rest of the building. That's why the acoustics are so, supposedly is why the acoustics are so good.
I have a similar story to that, I'll tell you. Maybe.
Wow. Love to hear that. And also, if your Porsche needs some TLC, come on home to TLG. Give them a call in January, give them an email, set up an appointment. Appointments now. Actually, appointments aren't being made now for 2022, but check in 2022, appointments will be made. And lastly, hi, I'm Jay Ryan speaking for Nicole Ryan from Late Night Playset. She's reminding you to please like, subscribe, and comment below. This feeds the internet algorithm and eventually us as well. Be a pal, like, subscribe, and comment below. I have pushed the button a number of times. The smoke is not coming out, and I'm fine with it because it gets really way too smoky in here. So I'm going to bubble it up again. I'm going to cut to the Y and tell you what's going on here. It'll be bubbles if you do that. It's going to be bubbles. Like and subscribe. Bubbles. Holy crow. All right. Is that everything? This is the longest not a show ever. It's a real show. All right. Manuel Carrillo is going to be in here in a second. That's it. Commercial's done. Take a break. Woo! Still have to get one more thing. Hang on. Here we go. Now, Late Night Playset is going to take a quick break. And you're going to listen to these short, very, very, very brief words from Oh So Delicious Hot Sauce. This is Habanero Rojo hot sauce by the Oh So Delicious people. It's the hot sauce made by bears.
Oh, so delicious. It's the hot sauce made by bears. Garlic and serrano mixed with love and care. You can put it on your eggs, pour it on your rice. It's great on a leg, it's better on a slice. It's oh so delicious. It's the hot sauce made by bears. Oh, so delicious hot sauce. Great on everything except oatmeal.
Get your bottle today at ohsodelicious.org. $1 from every bottle sold goes to the National Military Family Association.
There you go. What are you driving today? 63 356B. Hey, 111. What are you driving today? Here we go. Oh, this is fun, David. Thumbs up for sure. This just proves that you don't have to go fast to have fun. You don't have to go fast. Can you see my smile already? rest.
You don't need to stick it. He's already got it.
My car's gonna feel slow as balls after this, I'll tell you that. Pedal down! Yeah, baby!
It's like the old days. And we're back! I told you Manuel would be sitting here, and he's not. I'm a liar. Sorry about that. It is my great pleasure to welcome a great friend of ours. He's a frequenter of Breakfast Club. You know him from Motor Trend's Seduced by Speed. My buddy, Manuel Carrillo is here. Come on in, buddy. What's happening? Yeah,
Hello. Will on camera 3, right there. Hey, what's going on? Alrighty. Okay. There we go.
I'm gonna have to. You know what? You got to send me your walk-in song from now
there
on,
we go.
and
Yes,
then
let's
I'll
do
be
that.
able to play it for you.
Yeah, that'll third time's a charm.
Because you doing what you just did, and it's not really in the same.
But see, we're building to that though.
Oh, I
We're
get it.
building to that. Yeah.
All right, let me
Yeah.
get you going here on your camera. How are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm just so good to see you guys. Like this is a 2. Actually, I might see you 3 times this week.
I was thinking the same thing. If we do
Yeah.
a Thursday, Friday, Saturday thing, that's going to be exciting.
It's going to be incredible.
We're talking about a movie night. I hope that's all right.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm here for it. And my body is ready, as you can see.
Is your body a wonderland?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's up, dude?
God, I'm so happy to be here again. Thanks for having me back.
Thanks for being here. Come anytime you want. Absolutely, for real. Like I told you that one time you were driving through it, I was like, if you want to crash the live at 5, like just show up. Like that would be really fun. You know, if we're just talking to people and just knock at the door or the thing rings, it's great.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. We were talking to you as if you were on the show the whole thing before, so we may as well pick it up wherever. But like, I want to know about the car
Sure.
for one.
Yeah.
Because you've been doing a lot of work on it. It was just sort of like a upcoming project last time. It was ongoing, but like
Ongoing, yeah.
there was a break.
There was a
hiatus.
break. Yeah, there was. And you know, so the thing was, I was inspired to begin. So I've been trying to get the and for a recap for those who aren't familiar with my history, which is perfectly fine because sometimes I'm not. I was brought home from the hospital after I was born in a 1977 Porsche 911S. And so first car I ever rode in was a proper 911. Yeah, started out right.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and you know, luckily it stayed in the family, and it was in my mom's garage, just gathering more and more dust next to my dad's '56 Ford F100 for 20 years. I used to drive that car up and down the street before I was even legally licensed to drive. And it was smoking. It would just smoke out the entire neighborhood. I mean, Cheech and Chong would have been proud. It was it was crazy. And so I've only experienced that car as a POS because my dad bought it brand new in October of '77. I was born in March of '85, so 8 years later, and that car is already just a shit box. And because my dad was hard on his cars, and there was some body work that had been done in '81 that wasn't done right, and the paint was already flaking on that fender. So, yeah, my dad being hard on his cars, I was the opposite of my dad, and I always took care of stuff with baby and mechanical sympathy, all those things. We had that too, but I mean, he treated any car, whether it was his Porsches and Corvettes or his actual trucks, as all work trucks, And so
utilitarian, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Just like I use my shit. Sorry.
And that's okay. That's okay. Just, he has a different thought process than I do, or he had. He died in 2013. Very much alive in here, though. It's all good. But yeah, So I always try to say
we're
that before.
only glancing over it because we dealt with it last time. We're
Yeah,
friends.
we
We already know that about each other.
Yeah, but also it's like, people are always so quick to say, oh, my condolences. Like, I have a different relationship with death than your average person. So my dad's very much alive in here. But yeah, so... The process of getting this car running began all the way back in the year 2002. Whoa. Yeah, and I was cleaning rat shit out of attics and removing insulation for my childhood best friend's grandfather.
Oh wow.
Who just passed away from COVID, unfortunately, the beginning of this year. So rest in peace, class. But yes.
Is he very much alive in here?
Very much. Oh yeah, actually,
okay.
yeah. There was
making sure.
Yeah. Oh, very much alive. Yes, he was like the grandfather I never had.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm an asshole.
No.
It's I lost my dad early, so death to me is like ain't no thing.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah. And I was 28 when my dad died, so yeah. But Yeah, so yeah, I've been trying to get this car running
Such an
since I was 17. Well, so, since I was 17 years old, and I had my first real full summertime job, and I saved up $4,000, but that wasn't enough to get that car running.
Doesn't it seem like it should be?
Yeah, it would have been nice.
Buy a car.
Like even back in 2002, yeah, $4,000 is not going to be enough to get that car running.
Man.
And I had 911 design near me growing up, and I'm from that area. And
What does that mean?
The Inland Empire, the Texas of Southern California, and so, but yeah, so that's right down the street from where I grew up, and so I went down there and was just blown away by their facilities and their shop. They're like, yeah, you're looking at least 10K. I'm like, oh shit, well let's forget about that.
And this was then.
Yeah, this is back then. So with the money I had saved up, I ended up just fixing my brother's Fox Body Mustang that he handed down to me when I turned 18.
Oh.
So it worked out in a way, and I drove
never
that
did
car
it for me, but I know that a lot of people actually really loved those cars, like passionately love those cars.
I still do, and I still own that car. Yeah,
You
yeah.
do?
Yeah, I'll get it running after I'm done with the Porsche.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, Porsche's
this
a priority.
Is ridiculous. All right, go ahead.
And then my Fox Body comes next. But yeah, my Fox Body's been sitting in my mom's driveway since 2005. I haven't started it since 2011. It needs a clutch cable and everything else now at this point. But that's what stopped
how
it.
it goes, right?
Yeah, and so yeah, now we're getting closer, and the modern era of restoring Project Stork began in 2017, back when I was working at Internet Brands, and we took it to the SEMA show that year, and we had partnerships with Haynes Manuals and a bunch of different major aftermarket suppliers and stuff to kind of like create this, continue this story further. But
sure.
My time at Internet Brands ended in 2018, and that project got put on hold
Oh, is
until
Internet Brands the name of the company? I'm sorry.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, I thought it was generic.
They
Okay,
have
got
all
it.
the forums and stuff. They own all the
Gotcha.
forums in the car internet world, and so then there wasn't really. I was like, okay, well, when I get money, I'll just throw money at the problem. But I never got enough money to really throw money at the problem. Because,
As you start to get money, the problem gets more expensive.
Yeah.
You never quite catch up.
Yeah. So, but then, luckily, with the help of my mom, and she's like, hey, listen, all the work you put into the car back in 2017, if we just let it sit in the garage another 20 years, it's going to go all the way. So we got to get that car, It's like, I'll pitch in. I'm like, okay, well, that'll help then.
And you're like, clever girl.
Okay, then, okay, if that's the case, then yeah, let's keep it going. And so I was, wondering, okay, who do I take it to? And then it dawned on me, like, I had just, met the guy only like maybe 8 months earlier, but Sutton Morris up in Walnut Grove, California, near Sacramento. I met him through a buddy of mine, and I ended up becoming good friends with him. I'm like, you know what? That's who I want working on the car in this next phase of Project Stork. Ah. And so in May of this year, I had a 2021 Honda Ridgeline with the gold wheels with the HPD package on it, and I towed that. I towed the Porsche up there with Stanceworks offered me the trailer, so I had everything hooked up, and I got that car up there, and the car's been up there since May. And Sutton really, because I'm like, the friends and family kind of connections. Like I don't get high priority with the cars that are going through there. So the car's just been sitting there. But I went up there a couple weeks ago, and we started getting the work done that needs to be done. So
they were fired it up. You were driving. Somebody was driving it around.
Yeah, and so we've got the muffler on it now. We've got a Mercedes fuel pump on it right now, so it can at least idle.
Okay.
Because I had a Pep Boys pump on it just to get it started at least, but that's not going to keep it running.
So you have at least some sort of German Bosch or some
Right.
sort of okay.
That
Gotcha.
aligns with the CIS in that proper
Gotcha.
order. Yeah, and so the car's idling, but what we need to do now is we need to get the CIS sent out. Sutton sends CISs down to Tennessee to get rebuilt.
Always something.
Yeah, that takes about 4 weeks with this company that only specifically does rebuilds for CISs. And
Assuming it doesn't get lost.
Right. Yeah. So
either way.
So the goal would be next time I go up there, I'd fly I would drive up there with you. That's locked in.
I was
That's
just
locked in. I know you're about to.
There's a potential.
Yeah, you're about to blow up at me.
I
right
threw. I threw that out to you as a potential option because it sounded fun. And it's it was open to you.
Yeah, no, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to
Who
do.
knows?
Yes. That's
By the time you need it, I may not need to put those miles on it. I mean, who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, but if we were So anyhow, that's. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Road trip.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I want to do. But yeah, so the idea would be to go up there and then drive the car back down to Southern California.
That's where my logic was in the first
Yeah.
place. I didn't want you flying. Originally, he was like, "Oh, I'll fly up and I'll drive it back," and I was
Yeah.
like, "The first time you don't want a buddy on the road with you? So my logic was like, I need to put some miles on the suspension.
Yeah.
I'll drive you up, and we can, drive together back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could even, we'll shoot some content and stuff too, obviously. Duh.
100%.
It didn't even occur to me. So we'll actually do this as a content creation thing.
Of course.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Now it's a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm. ABS, always be shooting. Right. But so that's exciting. But there was a bit of a delay even in that resurgence of the project, because on June 18th, coming back from GVBC, I got rear-ended on the 110 South. And
When you used to have an A4.
Yeah, when I used to have my 2008 Audi A4 2.0T 6-speed front track manual SE, and my college graduation present myself.
Aww.
And yeah. So that was my baby. That's a car I wanted to last. I wanted my kids to be able to drive it as like a spare car to high school if they needed it and stuff like that. Or
I
even
remembered
if,
you saying that. And
Yeah.
then you explained, no, I keep cars. Like I still have the Porsche, the Fox body. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I wanted that to be like a cool spare car, because I had dreams. A recurring dream that I even still have even after the car's death was driving that car or even the generation before, but something the same interior. Back to high school, I'm like, wow, I have this nice Audi A4 already as an 18-year-old version of myself. Hell yeah, that's a recurring dream to me. So it's like it always kind of kept
something.
Yeah, it always kept me fired up. Like, if my when my kids need it for high school, or even if they're in their 30s or something, like it'd be a nice spare car to have for the kids, or if I end up having kids. But and so that dream is dead in the water now. But to replace that, I ended up getting my buddy Stuart had a spare car, and he's like,
Cracks me up because it was like you're all right. He's sensible. He's got these other cars. You heard the whole thing, and he's driving this A4 now. So who's ready for it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So my buddy Stuart asked me on this phone conversation, "Hey, so do you want my '93 Camry?" I'm like, That's
Toyota
enticing me, right?
This is not a euphemism. It's a Toyota Camry, right?
93 Toyota
1993
Camry.
Toyota Camry. What color?
It was something.
Maroon.
It's like a
burgundy.
It's like a plum. It's a metallic plum. It's a beautiful color.
This was the color of my grandfather's Camry. His was a '94 though, I think.
Okay.
But he got bought one every 2 years or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He was an American car only kind of guy. He was World War II, like the whole thing, and it was always K cars and Aries and Plymouth Horizons and all that crap. And then when they started making the Camry in the United States, in
Georgetown,
Kentucky,
yeah,
then he started buying Camrys, and the same thing every 2 years he would get a new Camry. So that was the first one he got, and I think that one he had for a couple years because it held up way better than any of his Dodges or Chryslers that he had in previous years.
Okay.
So he might have had that one 4 or 5 years, but I remember it vividly, because I was they would all drink and I would drive it as a kid. Same memories you probably have. So go ahead.
Yeah, not because 92.
You bought my grandfather's Camry.
No, and to get into some nerd knowledge here, nerd trivia here. So XV10 Camrys, 92 to 96 Camrys, and 92 to 94s, it was a toss-up. You never knew if you were going to get a J VIN car or I don't know what the U.S. built, but anyhow, a Georgetown built car or a Japan built car. Mine happens to be. You
didn't know?
Yeah, well, it was like kind of a toss-up at that point, I believe.
Oh, wow.
But yeah,
Don't tell me. I mean, luckily he's passed away also from COVID. He's in my heart right here. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not making fun of you when I do that.
No. I know how you work.
It's a callback.
Yes.
Callback. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, my particular car was built in Japan, but yeah, it was alternating in '93 at least. I know that, but I think it shifted more over to Georgetown production as the car went down later. But I
totally believe you, but it makes no sense. Like if you're in this country and you order a Camry from here, it makes sense that you would get one from here. And
I think it was just adjusting the supply chain at that point.
Oh, I see your point because of
okay. I'll look more into it because now I'm like there's gaps in my knowledge here that I want to fill in. But yeah,
and he never would have checked any of that stuff. But the hilarity of my grandfather was probably buying Japanese cars. I mean, after being a POW in World War.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. It all comes full circle though.
The truth is though, he was captured by the Germans.
Okay. So he wasn't going to buy an Audi or a Mercedes.
Back to your Camry.
Yeah. Anyhow, so I had the opportunity.
That's why I don't like to watch these shows back, by the way. No. Shut up.
So yeah, I had the opportunity to buy this 93 Camry with 86,000 miles on it. And I'm like, okay.
It's unheard of to have that low a mileage, right?
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm interested then. Like, yeah, let me sleep on it, but I think I want to do this. And as I thought about it more, I'm like, okay, I've dealt with this Audi for 13 years. That it was only front track, and it was there weren't really a lot of things to break on my Audi because all I had was the only option I had in that car was the Bose audio system because I grew up with Bose audio, so I have to have Bose in all my cars. And I
used to say the same thing. I used to be the same way, and then I learned a little bit about audio and everything. And then you know what they say about Bose? No highs, no lows. Must be Bose.
Yeah. No, and I'm very aware of that. It's a brand sentimentality thing.
I'm actually with you. I sound reproduction, and I like the no highs and no lows.
It's natural, as they say.
You crank the treble, you crank the bass.
Yeah, nice and flat, But
it's good for the engineering.
It is very good. And that's how I listen. It's like I have a whole article on SEMA, how I evaluate car audio systems. So,
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of my favorite articles I've ever written. I love that article. I go back and read. I'm like, yes. I just nerd out to myself. Like that's
create more of that. More like that.
No, not that. That was like a one-time thing that I'm happy that I got to write for that publication. Like that. I want that.
But
to
what
be
is
like,
it about it that you like so much that you keep going back to? You must be celebrating some aspect that you're in your own work that you're like, I want to. That was really good. I want to do more work like that.
Because I'm so passionate about the first thing I do when I get a new press car to test out is I crank the music. Like if it has a premium OEM premium audio system in it, I'm like my inner 7-year-old is just coming out and testing that thing.
Yeah, totally.
Because that's how I digested cars
Yes.
prior to being able to drive, was evaluating their audio systems.
Amen.
Yeah. So
touchability of the buttons.
Yeah, God, it's all there. It's all there. So there's a lot that goes into that, and there's a little bit to forget in that process. So to reread that article, I'm like, oh, that's right. Yes, yeah, good reminder. I did a lot of research in that article. It's very CNET appropriate. So just search it out, how to evaluate car audio systems, Roadshow CNET. It's up there in the ethers. But yeah.
It's not even that you are evaluating. You're showing other people how to evaluate.
It's my primer.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, and I would link it to every car review I did for Roadshow after that, because it was one of the earlier articles I wrote for CNET for Roadshow.
And I noticed you say primer. Mm-hmm. I like primer because of 1M also. A lot of people say primer. Mm-hmm. Just
primer. Yeah.
You know me.
I appreciate
get hung up
that,
on the little details.
No.
I noticed. I noticed.
Yeah. That's why we... But I like
I have a problem with triple as well as a word, because it should be triple, because it's 1P. It's a weird... It's just...
I feel you.
An issue with the language. Same problem.
Journalism guy here, so yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel it. Yeah. But where were we before that, though? Oh, yeah, 93 Camry, yes. So, yeah, 88,000 miles on it. Now I've put some mileage on the girl. But, yeah, I've done a bunch of stuff. I probably put about 3K into the car at this point, and I'm very happy about that because it's looking better and it's driving nicer. I just ended up spending a bit of money on the Porsche last month, and that was going to be the part of the paint and body budget, so I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer now for the money to come in.
Everything pushes.
Yeah, but that's just the project car sphere,
but
man.
What did you do for the $3,000? Because I feel like you did a heck of a lot. I know there's one new headlight, but there's a heck of a lot of other
there's
stuff.
a lot of stuff going on there. $1,600 of that was spent on the audio system because I need my tunes. If I'm driving up all the way to Sacramento, I'm going to go crazy if I don't have my tunes. So that's all sorted. Let's look at some of the stuff.
Did you upgrade what was there, or did you fix the factory? What did you?
Yeah, everything's factory.
Wow,
yeah.
So it was $1,600 to fix the factory setup.
Oh, I mean, I could have done it much cheaper, but I wanted the nice Alpine speakers.
So it's not factory.
No, I didn't. So sorry, everything looks factory, but the stuff you can't see is nicer stuff.
Sure.
So I've got nice Alpine 3-way speakers in the doors and in the parcel shelf. So it was originally a 4-speaker system. Now it's technically a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, an 8-speaker setup now because it's it's 2-way, I think. Yeah, all around. And then I've got an Alpine amp underneath the driver's seat and an 8-inch sub underneath the passenger seat because I'm not ready to cut out the bulkhead to put a bigger sub in, to keep it all hidden still. But yeah, that's the goal, is to not make it, I'm not changing out the head unit. I'm keeping the original head unit.
Did they just add an amplifier somewhere or something?
Yeah,
okay.
downline, yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, that's cool.
So
your whole thing is that the point is that this is a Radwood car.
This is a Radwood car.
You're going to keep it, period.
Period, correct. Yeah,
I can't wait to see it after paint and body, because the paint and body are a little rough. That's the one thing. Like, it looks a little rough, even though the mileage is so low.
I mean, when Stuart dropped it off to me that day on September,
it's like a New York City taxi cab.
Oh God, yeah, and it was so funny because
beat up.
It was fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But it ran great.
Ran fantastic.
That's all you need, right?
I mean, it had a bunch of deferred maintenance that it needed done, but as I pull up what I've done to it. Bentley, Infiniti, Subaru. Oh, this is like press trip notes here, but I'm trying to find it in this shit. Where are ya? Where are ya?
I'll just wave at these people.
Just wave at those people while I look. No, yeah, because the people want to know what I've done to this. Let me see. Oh, come on, son of a gun.
You do that.
Yeah. So.
Instagram. Hey, look, topless Targa's here, and Chi-Town Cruiser.
That's not it.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's too much. I'm sorry. Yeah. It never fit over there before, and now I see why. If I put them...
Oh, it was in my iCloud notes. That's why.
You're
Okay,
in your
so,
iCloud notes.
yes,
Well, there's your problem.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, officially called Project Hen because it incubates the what the stork brought. Basically, it's a connection with I'm naming all my project cars after fowl. So yeah. So Project Stork, Project Hen supports the Stork project.
Okay.
Get me up to Sacramento to get all the shit
So
done.
it's Project Stork.
Yeah, the Porsche's
The
Project Stork.
whole time I thought he was saying Project Stark, and I was like,
No,
Tony Stark,
no,
Iron
no,
Man, something
no,
going on
yeah,
there.
that's cool. That's cool.
Stork. Okay.
Yeah,
Stork,
yeah.
and then what is the other one?
Project 10 is the Camry.
But what's the Fox body? Does that not have a name yet? 'Cause
Not-
it's not actually an active project.
We've mulled things over for it, but not
Has
an
to
active
become
project
a tropical
yet.
storm before
Right.
it gets a name.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, but I've run some ideas through this brain, but nothing's
This
official
brain.
yet. This
That
brain.
should be the name of your podcast.
I like
This
that
brain
one.
with Manuel Carrillo the third. Sorry, I forgot to say the third before.
Oh, it's all good. It's all
Part of your name, though.
good. It is, but you got it in during,
The second is very much alive right here.
and Junior's very much alive here.
Amen. And here
Yeah.
for me. Aw.
There we go.
Love this. I mean,
Yes.
the third. I mean, you being alive, you're very much alive here.
Oh
Me.
well, I try to be a live force in the hearts and minds of all who I interact
It's
with.
why we love you.
Yeah.
What movie are we watching on Saturday?
I like you picking the movie. I like you
Oh, okay.
being my movie DJ because you.
Did you enjoy the last one?
It was so good. It was so good. I'm not wearing my Tomorrowland hat today.
That's okay.
Because I've switched over to beanie mode. Because
Can I
it's
tell you
fall.
something? There's something nobody ever notices in this set, and it's been here since the beginning. If you look on the computer sort of blocks it now, but in the lamp here, I've got mine.
Oh, how cool!
And this
that
one-
looks much more original than.
No, this is the opposite. This is the one you buy at Disneyland or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Or something. But this was the. They all, if you look at it in the movie, they're all different through all the different things. And they all
Oh, really?
So this is actually the Hugh Laurie's level, whatever he was, not the commander, whatever he was.
Admiral or something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
I want to say
yeah.
the Commodore, but that's not it.
But that one has patina on it. The one you gave me is
Brand
fresh.
new.
Yeah. Yeah, that one looks like it's from.
I opened yours. I gave them to you and Ariel that night because we both watched
Yeah,
the movie.
yeah.
And I didn't have a third one to give to Will, but I thought, well, there are a couple. Whatever. They'll just share one.
Yeah.
And it sucked because every time I've ever done that, I've always found a way to sneak it into their belongings. And you had shorts on, no bag, no nothing. And I was literally like, oh, well, he's putting his shoes on. I'll just slip it in his pocket. And nothing ever. And I literally followed you outside. And I was like, hey. And I gave it to him.
But it was okay. So let me tell you how that made me feel. That was beautiful because I'm walking out and with Will and Ariel, and all of a sudden, hey! I'm like, what? What's going on? He's like, you have your hand outstretched. I'm like, okay, like you're
Like
about to
Iron
shake,
Man.
like you're about to shake my hand. I'm like, yeah, man. Okay, cool.
Fist bump.
And
Come on,
yeah,
bump
something
it.
like that.
Come
And
on.
then you drop it into my hand.
Yeah.
Like you're passing like a baggie or something to me. And no, it was just, and I opened my, like, oh my God, like after being in this movie experience for 2 hours, and I get really sentimental with movies, especially one like that really just tugs at your heart.
Oh, yeah, you saw me. I was tearing
Oh
up,
God.
yeah.
And then I open this in my hand, I'm just like, I'm gonna fucking lose it right now. That was so special. And that's why I wear that on my hat.
Amen, brother.
Yeah,
oh,
so
that's so cool.
that pin means so much to me. So thank you for that experience. Thank you for it's just a little thing. It's a little gesture that really spoke to me. It spoke to my heart, and it's one of the reasons why I love you guys. So yeah.
That's why we're friends.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, then, obviously, you were a good person to watch it with. All right. Cool.
So yeah, be my movie DJ, please.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyhow, what's done with? Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, you can put that wherever you want. It's on a turntable. Everyone thinks they're going to break it. It goes all the way around. Lazy Susan over here. Oh, by the way, maybe a new name for that at this point.
Ooh, yeah.
Is like, not cool. Chill Sue. Hey, Chill Sue.
So yeah, no. When Stuart was dropping this Camry off to me, I'm like looking at how beat the fuck this thing is. He's like, "Yeah, buddy, it's been through the ringer." I'm like, "You could say that again." Jesus Christ. But like, I have this thing in my driveway. I'm putting it in my garage for the first time. Just like, it's this awful piece of shit looking thing. And I'm just like, wow, where is my life gone? Like, this is the best I can do, man. Like, I had the mighty have fallen, and I was never even mighty. But it was kind of depressing having that thing in my garage the first night.
But you could have gotten a different car. You chose to get that.
It felt right, and I acted on it. I acted on
it.
it. Yes, I could have. Yes, I had the money to get another car, but that was right. And it just, I followed the excitement. And so I'm putting this, but yeah, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to my nearest mechanic shop just down the street from me so I can walk back home and just dump $1,000 on this thing and just see where that takes me. So that first $1,000 I dumped.
Just get me as far as you can with $1,000.
And the car was running fine, but it needed some stuff. So I got the oil changed. I tried to get a wiper washer fluid reservoir that day, but they couldn't supply it, so I ended up just getting that later. They replaced the valve cover gasket because that was leaking. They replaced all 3 engine mounts, the rear brakes, the drums and the shoes, wiper blades, the air filter, AC charge, I ended up replacing the right corner lamp. On the front, the right passenger door handle. I saved a lot of money doing that because that's really tedious and kind of labor intensive.
Because you got to take the door panel off, the door card off, and everything.
Yeah, and then you have to really just fish in there for one particular bolt, and it's a pain in the ass. It took me like 3 hours.
But you did it and saved the money.
I did it, yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I replaced all the window the 2 rear window regulators were gone. I replaced those and the front passenger.
Stolen?
They were just dead, completely
sorry.
dead. Yeah.
Boy, we have different terminology. It's good. See, we're working the bugs out here. This is good. I'm going to learn your way of speaking.
Yeah. And so I replaced 3 of the 4. It actually made the passenger window work worse when I replaced the new window regulator.
But that makes sense, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, because that door's been jammed into more than any other part in the car. So
I didn't even know that. But also, just anytime you add something new, then all the old wiring, because the electricity. The current goes right through that new wiring, no problem.
No, I think it's more on the track, though. The track is bolting up to a door frame that's maybe just a little bit tweaked from being a little bit impacted. Because the corner of it needs like a little bit.
But that couldn't have actually gotten worse.
I don't.
Only the electrical draw could change.
I think maybe the motor might be just weaker than the original Toyota one. I'm not sure, but the window wants to come out of the track basically when you roll it up, and then it just jams on itself.
One you replaced is worse than shit,
yeah.
Sorry,
so I got to figure that out. Yeah, but so 3 of the 4 window regulators I've replaced. I saved $700 doing that. My most recent stuff I replaced both outside rearview mirrors. Most recently another one. The driver's side, the left side this week, just because I found out that the internal structure was cracked and it was creating a bit of wind noise, which I fixed a little bit, but I wanted a whole new mirror setup. So that's done. Front license plate bracket. I actually ran over the front license plate a few times with the front left tire to get it flat again because it had been a little banged up from parking stuff. Yeah. I replaced the Heck Blender, which, as German Porsche car fans know what that is. But
I don't know what that is.
It's the connecting light strip between the rear, the rear lamps.
That's what that's called?
Heck Blender, yeah.
Oh, God. Some people put those in the 944 and ruins the car for me. Some people really like it, so it's just a preference thing. But
to make it more 968-ish?
No.
968 is full Heck Blender.
No. Untrue.
I thought it was.
No.
It's not?
I mean, if we want to get into this.
928 GTS is, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, okay, all right. At least I have that. Okay. Yeah. Sorry for putting out the wrong information.
No, it's just because they went to all red lenses and they were just like on the corners.
Which I love.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was a Heck Blender car. Okay, but that era of Audis were, which I loved. I love Heck Blender cars, and that's why I love my car, too.
I think what you're thinking of, though, they did move the license plate down and it had said Porsche or something across. There was something there, you're right, like a 928.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But so I replaced that. That had to be, I couldn't find that online. I had to go to LKQ, my nearest junkyard in Harbor City. I had to actually,
find a Camry and take one off?
But what's crazy, Jay, is that I haven't been to a junkyard since I was doing stuff on my Mustang, going picking parts, from Pick Your Part in Ontario. California to get stuff for my Mustang. So this is my first time being back in that world, and I didn't think I'd love it. I hate working on cars, but this car is so brainless. You don't need a brain to work on this car, and I love it so much.
It's just a fun puzzle, right?
Oh my God! So I'm doing all this stuff in the car I'd never thought I'd do, saving all this money and falling in love with the car through working on it. And
Isn't that what you'll get out of the Porsche too? That's one of the things I love about the Porsches. Anytime there's something, I take it out. It started to rattle. Do we need it? Nope. Yank it.
No, I don't have that relationship because I feel like I'm going to ruin something and break something in that car.
Right now, but you won't. That's what I'm saying. Once you have it and you start realizing it, it's all about simplicity. Everything is so simple.
I will say
bare bones.
the Camry Project 10 is giving me more confidence to tinker with my Porsche when it is running. But the reason
That's
why, so Project 10 incubates the egg of Project Stork, if you will, because I have a car that I can get to Sacramento, get things moving along more with Project Stork up there, but also with I eventually want to replace my A4 with an S4, and with my penchant for less than reliable German cars, I need something bulletproof to turn back to, especially when my Mustang's running. That's going to be a shambles too. I need something that's always running. My dad had it with his 56 Ford F100 with a GTO motor in it. That thing was his most reliable car he had ever owned. Yeah. Started up every morning. If something was going wrong with any of his other vehicles, he'd always be able to turn to the 56. And the Camry, my 93, is like my dad's 56.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 28 years old, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so it's even the same almost.
with fewer miles than even my mom's 2010 Camaro SS. I mean, I was like, I can't believe I'm driving a car that's fewer miles than your Camaro, Mom.
It has fewer miles than our car. We've got 91,000 miles on our car.
Yeah, so it's just a trip, man. But that's old reliable for the future fleet, to support the future fleet.
But you are going to paint it and everything else because you're doing all this work to get everything right.
Full-blown paint.
And it's going to be the body. Factory, whatever that
factory color, plum, whatever it's called, plum something. The original owner had it written down in one of the delivery documents. And
he probably chose that color, right?
I'm not sure. But,
Ruby plum.
Yeah, but they were you could tell they were kind of proud of the car when they upon delivery, and they wrote a little bit of a little inscription.
And then from that day forward, they didn't give a shit.
Well,
What happened?
I'm the fourth owner now.
You are?
Yeah.
So everyone had it, beat the shit out of it, and never drove it far.
First owner had it. It was a lease. They had it for about 2.75 years. It seemed like an early lease return vehicle, and I think they put like 18,000 miles on it during those first 3 years. And then the second owner had it from 95 to 2017, late 2017.
Holy crap! So that's where it is.
Whoa.
And that owner brought it from 18 to about 72,000 miles.
I'm guessing that was commuter, right? Like very few miles, just going to it where it's getting dinged in and things like that.
I think the second owner was a senior citizen woman in Culver City. And so it was
hit everything.
I don't know. I don't know. That could have been done by the third owner. I'm thinking that was more like a lot of the stuff was from the third owner.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks old to me. Okay.
Yeah.
You would know better.
I don't know. I get the sense that it was like third owner may have liked to drink and drive a bit. Yeah. I'm not talking about the guy I got it from. I'm talking about. I don't want to out anybody.
I understand.
I have no idea who the third. I just know their name. But I'm thinking, look, I don't want to put. Let me walk that back.
Late, yeah.
I don't know. I'm just. It could have been anybody, but I think at some point, I don't want to out anybody here. Don't sue me. But I think that, and I didn't mention their name anyhow. It's like nobody's gonna sue me here, motherfucker. So no, but I think in that car's history, somebody was driving home and parking the car when they shouldn't have been parking the car.
Yeah, okay. Because that's what it looks like to me. Like a college kid had it, and like, I'll just put this sucker anywhere.
A lot of
everywhere.
slow speed impacts on that car all over the car that I've.
That's what I see.
And that's the biggest problem in the car. It's been through the ringer, not from the guy who gave it to me.
Keep saying that. Don't worry about it. Nobody cares. He'll never see this. I just think it's one of those. If it looks like the type of car where it's one of those where you feel something.
Just my eye.
No. That was worst comedy ever.
I'm the worst.
No, that was it. I'm done talking. Everyone thought it was a joke. It doesn't matter. Didn't go over.
Sorry.
Why?
No, I don't know. Anyhow,
is
let me go back.
So afraid to upset me? Is that what's going on?
No, it has nothing to do with
I tried something. I thought it was funny. Nobody else did. All good.
No.
It's the type of car you're driving. Like, hey, did you feel something? No. Like you just bump and hit everything along the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what it seemed like. And so my job, and I feel like it's now my job to right the wrongs of this car's history.
I get that.
And
I make every
bring-
car I've ever gotten perfect before I ruin it again.
Well, yeah, I kind of did that too with the Mustang. Yeah, yeah.
Even the DeLorean, we bought it to rip it apart, but I made it perfect before. I spent tons of money making it perfect, replacing things that we were going to rip out. It's like a weird thing.
I understand
We
that.
made Yellow Car perfect before we made it how it looks today.
I totally get that, though. I
Really?
totally get that.
I thought I was really crazy. I
But-
still do.
But I think
it's
I'm really
nuts.
crazy for understanding that too, and totally like I would almost do that too. I would almost do that. So I totally understand where you're coming from with that. But
It's like I want it to be perfect, so if there's anything on it, it's my character, not somebody else's.
well, if we really want to get deranged and like long-term plans for this Camry, I want to get it nice first and make it like a really just so the goal is the immediate goal with this build is to feel like I have a permanent loan from the Toyota Museum. Like, oh, this is a special low mileage 93 Camry.
That's awesome. Like Johnny driving the Mercedes the other
Right.
day and
Yeah.
everything. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so I want to feel like I have one of those Toyota Museum cars, but I own it now. Like I want that feeling, and I'll keep it nice and original with like the stuff you can't see nice, but yeah,
Like certificate of authenticity and
Perhaps,
with
yeah.
the up in the window.
yeah, get some
for the
support
car
from
shows.
Toyota with that, yeah. But if like money no object, what I would love to do with that car, I would love to do a safari build with it. I would love to turbocharge that 2.2, not anything crazy, just up
just
like
enough.
200 horsepower.
Yeah.
And then I would
Strip it all out, obviously.
KO2s, maybe like a 3-inch lift. And no, I would keep it luxurious. Yeah. But it'd be like a nice Porsche Safari build on a Camry.
Do you know how much that would be so comfortable to ride in if you jacked up the suspension and did Safari tires on it and everything?
Yeah.
And kept it nice and lush inside? It would be so comfortable.
Yeah, it's still going to be soft riding and everything. And
Yeah. The guy who's got the he shows up he's been to Breakfast Club too, but like LA Cars and Coffee, it's a Lexus like LS, one of those, you know what I mean, with the
Yeah.
TRD. Do you know that car, the one I'm talking about? It's got the big off-road
with the
tires on it.
Toyota, the Toyota
TRD.
off-road sticker on the front. Yeah, I love that Lexus.
Love it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, no, I think about that LS400 a little bit when I think of the potential for Project 10.
That's
Yeah, I do think about that car.
I love that car.
because I do want to give it like a similar SR5 stripe treatment or something like that. Like SR5 4Runner from like the late 80s.
It'll still be that
a
plum
little bit
color?
Like, yeah, a little bit,
Hilarious.
sort of period correct, but maybe a little bit of a throwback at the same time.
actually with
Yeah.
that plum color, you could do those period stripes on it that everyone's bringing back now for rad. The Tonka stripes, because it would look good on everything. It's like with the Winnebago stripes, Tonka stripes. It was like,
I'm losing my mind, yeah.
what was this? All the Ocean Pacifica shirts, like whatever
OP,
it was
yes.
when we were kids.
Yes.
It had the three colors, like a.
I remember that.
My oldest brother graduated in 91 from high school. So like OP and frizzy hair was like my whole 5-year-old, like me coming into regular consciousness, regular, like you don't forget anything after 5 anymore. Like life begins at 5 for a lot of people. And like, I'm like this impressionable period of my life. And it's like all these really pretty girls with frizzy hair and OP. It's like, that's just, it leaves a print.
Yeah.
On my psyche.
It's your nostalgia.
Yeah, it really
I
is.
love it.
Yeah. So so there's so much of that in this car, and it just it excites me beyond no end. And I never thought I'd fall in love with something so basic, with something so that's believed to be uninspired, but when you bring when you go so many 28 years into the future, now that car is a relic. And
Basm says, "What up, MC?"
yo, what up, dude?
And
I love Basm.
Basm says that would be Natasha's LS.
Oh,
The Lexus.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was wondering the name of that individual. So good to know. Thank you, Bess. Yeah. Yes. I wouldn't know. I was like, well, what is that person's name? Because I haven't.
I
met
know.
them, but I'm like,
I'm the worst at that.
yeah.
I need to meet somebody 5 times and have seen their car 2 or 3 times so I can lock together. Otherwise, it's a screen name and that's all I know.
Yeah. It takes some time for me to. Yeah, but thank goodness we have that. Thank goodness we have cars and screen names to help us until we actually know people's first names.
How do you deal with that? Being in front of people all the time and being good at the rapport and all that. I mean, I'm using those words. I know you wouldn't necessarily say that about yourself. I'm saying that's what I see from an outsider's perspective. I think you're very good at the rapport.
It's a tough question, and I don't have the best answer for it. The best I can answer it is I'm very sensitive to other people's energy. And yeah, admittedly, I'm a people pleaser. So that's something I need to work on too. But because of that, because I just don't want anybody feeling uncomfortable in my presence to the best of my ability, I think I've just made it my life's work to be that people person naturally because it minimizes the conflict.
So, I mean, I get it, but are you going to be okay at the end of the day?
Yeah, I'm fine because I get energy from people as a majority extrovert. So,
I mean, like, later in life. I mean, like, when this wears off. I used to be like that,
Yeah.
too. And Everclear makes a song about, it's everything for everyone.
I think at this point in my life, I've developed boundaries with that, though.
Because you don't seem like somebody who would change who you are to please someone else. No. But you want to make sure that everyone feels okay and that they're taken care of and that they feel taken care of.
Yeah, I
so
strive
maybe
for
you're
that.
just a good guy. Good host, like just a good human being.
Perhaps.
An empathic human being.
I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, but anyhow. Yeah, so that's what's going on in my life. Yeah, excited about Project Stork. Coming back online soon. We can't give any hard dates for Project Cars because that's just how Project Cars work. But yeah,
I've learned that recently.
Yeah.
We're still not there.
Yeah, but yeah, Hen is running strong and feeling great on the highways and byways of Southern California and beyond. I could drive that car across the country, no problem. Thanks to Tire Rack for giving me a nice set of Vredesteins.
Huge. Nice hookup with Tire Rack.
Yeah. So very happy about that. The Quatrac 5s feel great up the crest and just driving down the 5.
Tire?
It's an all-season tire. And the reason why I went all-season is because I could have went up for the really expensive Sprint Classics that everybody is putting on their MGs and a lot of classic Porsches too.
That car always had all seasons on it. They came with
That
all
car
seasons.
always
It's supposed to have all
had-
seasons on it.
Yeah. But there's always, kind of like that irresponsible 17-year-old side of me, like, let's put the grippy tires on it.
But then
you
you're
don't
going
wanna do
against
that.
your own thing here, which is to make
I know better. So I got the right tire, but yeah, there was the inner 17-year-old was like, just try to see what the Sprint Classics feel like, but that car would just flop over on its sidewall. I had those, so it wouldn't be a good idea. So yeah, I have.
You'll want to be able to move around in that Camry.
Yeah, I've got the Quatrac 5s. Yeah, I was doing a little bit of that after GVBC last week, but that was fun. But I want to be able when there's a snow day up there, I want to be able to get up there without a problem.
Absolutely.
So yeah, and when I drive up to Seattle, sometimes it snows on the 5 there. I've been through a snowstorm in the Audi driving up to Seattle, so
Dude,
I like
I've
having
driven
that.
to Vegas and you get in snowstorms.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times driving through the Grapevine on the way to like San Francisco for us, but like Bakersfield, whatever, the Grapevine.
Yeah.
Snow City. All the trucks are pulled over. People can't get up the road.
Yeah.
You'll be able to up and over.
Yeah. So that's invaluable to have that ability.
The nice thing about those Camrys too, this was a cheap trick in the old days, but like front wheel drive, you only need 2 snow tires. It's not. You technically it would be better to have 4, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's always fun.
I know.
It's always fun.
I
Just
know.
turn the wheel and just let it. Whee!
Yeah.
That's how I grew up.
Yeah.
They don't have that in Sacramento.
I
guess.
know.
Or Inland Empire, I guess. Where you?
I sort of envy the snow climate-derived people, car enthusiasts, because you had that opportunity to experience a lower traction threshold to be able to play with. I would be able to experience that during the winter months growing up in the Inland Empire and going up to Baldy, but I didn't have it in my driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to drive about 20 minutes, but still, that wasn't bad, but still, yeah, I didn't have it like you guys had it.
We didn't think it was good at the time, but then you moved to California, and all of a sudden you're a better driver than other people.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you guys are lucky. Yep.
It's just conditioning, right? We went through more to get it then, so now it's easier now. It's just conditioning.
Hats off.
Hats off to you. How do people follow you?
People can follow me at MC3 Films on Instagram because that's pretty much the only place I'm active. I'm less active than ever on Facebook. I just wish people a happy birthday every day there.
Oh, good for you. You do that.
I like to connect with people. It's like, okay, if you're my friend on Facebook, I want to at least have some reason to keep in contact with you.
Yep.
So,
But how do you know all those people? How are you?
I've met them in like,
How are you able to do all that? Like, I have a hard time doing all that.
Like there are mornings where I don't feel like saying happy birthday to
No,
6
I don't
people,
mean that.
but
I don't mean that.
know?
How are you able to know every frickin' follower you have or whatever? Like, I don't know how.
Because they're all important to me.
That's a dick.
No,
to
no,
say.
no,
As a
no,
human
no,
being,
they're-
you
they're-
can only remember so many people.
Well,
in
not on
life.
Instagram. Not on Instagram. But on Facebook, yes, I know all those people.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Instagram, yeah, that's just whatever's happened there has happened there. But
I see.
Yeah, and
so
then
it
the-
depends on how you use the thing. Okay.
people who interact with me, I talk to all of them, and anybody who sends me a DM, I respond to that and stuff like that. But
I try to too. It's
Yeah.
just that there's not enough time in the day to get to all of them, and you've got more followers than I have. I'm certain of it.
yeah, but my engagement's low.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just I've been throttled. like a lot of
you go.
people on Instagram, I've been throttled. So yeah, I don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's
I mean,
just-
I know what it means, but how did it happen for you, or why?
I'm not sure what happened. People, it's just different.
'Cause it's happened to me a couple times, but
Yeah.
you can always break through that throttle. Like it's happening even right now because I didn't post for like 3 days in a row or whatever. You know, the shit was bad for us for a couple weeks or whatever. And it was like whatever, and then it takes a while to get back going. But I find that if I do it for a few days or a few weeks, it comes back.
I mean, maybe I'm not being throttled anymore, but I remember at one point my engagement was higher, and now it's not at
And it's
with the
certainly not
levels.
like you changed. Did you post like some political thing where they were like,
Well, I mean,
Like, don't get the shot.
Well, no, I
Something,
didn't say
and
any
they're
of
like,
that stuff.
"Turn it
But I was,
off!"
I was.
turn him down all the way?
I mean, I was posting not like a crazy amount of Black Lives Matter stuff during June of 2020 when everything was going on, but
But even still, you would think that that should be into the algorithm. You would think that would be fed into it.
maybe or maybe not. I don't know Facebook's algorithm or Meta's now, as it were.
Oh my gosh, that happened quick.
Yeah, right.
When you open Instagram, it goes by Meta.
Yeah, they weren't messing around.
So Facebook stays Facebook. It's just that it's like Alphabet. Like Google's still
Alphabet.
Google, but Alphabet is the parent company.
yeah, but we still call it Google, and we're still going to be calling it Facebook, and they can't get away from their problems by changing their name.
No, that was my point. They should
Yeah.
have changed the name of the app if they wanted to do that.
Yeah, that would
Look,
go farther.
We're different now. It's different. It's not Facebook anymore.
But that would require, a wholesale re-engineering of the app and the whole experience, though, I think. And they're not going to do that to Facebook.
I disagree with you. They changed the name on my Instagram thing overnight without me knowing about it. They could change my Facebook app to a Meta app without changing a damn thing inside the app. You know what I mean? Like they could call it Meta. I'm not telling you that. I'm not saying they should.
They could, but I'd say if they're going to go that far, they'd probably have to change the entire way Facebook works then. If they really want to...
It's time.
Because, otherwise they're not putting their money where their mouth is and trying to be...
You're now saying everything that I feel, and my point.
Yes.
This is my point. It's not. They didn't do anything.
No, you got to put. You actually have to like what Greta Thunberg said this week. It's like, okay, well, you can enact these policies, G20, but like you need to actually take action.
Were you watching the? God, we should wrap it up. I mean, this is the forever show. Were you watching a couple weeks ago when they were having maybe months ago now? They were having the hearings and the Facebook and the Instagram and the whole thing, and they were like, "Are you with the hearings, the congressional hearings?" It was like the McCarthy hearing. It was very, very strange. And they were talking about how, like, talking to the actual executives at these companies and like, well, what about so-called Finsta accounts and all the Finsta? And she's like, well, we don't support those. And she goes, well, why do the people are asking? Well, will you make those types of accounts illegal? Like, will you take those types of accounts off? And she's like, we can't take those. It's up to you. There was a fundamental. No one could communicate like I'm trying to do now. I guess I'm trying to show you what a horrible communication block they all had. They were speaking both English, but different languages, and they were missing left and right. And they thought each other was being hostile with one another because they weren't speaking the same language. And this guy was just trying to say, like, hey, stop Finsta accounts because it's people faking whatever. And she's like, that's up to people. That's not a type of account we make. The guy thought it was a type of like you can have an Insta or a Finsta or a Facebook or an. I'm sorry I even brought this up. I'm so sorry. I really am. You didn't see any of that?
But yeah,
idea what you
MC3
missed.
Films on Instagram. I'm also on Twitter, but only when you mention me, so that's the only time I go on. But yeah, please, I don't have anything officially to promote right now, but please, I do have a TV show on Motor Trend, so please watch Seduced by Speed on Motor Trend on Demand.
Seduced by Speed.
Yeah.
Do we know if that's going to come back?
Don't know anything yet.
That would be great.
Yeah.
That was a really fun show.
I would love to do more episodes.
I
yes.
liked what you guys did with it. Obviously, the DeLorean one was very close to my heart.
Yeah.
Also very manual heavy, which I liked.
Yeah.
And your outfits in that. Were you dressed up in your own clothes, or were those
Own clothes, yeah. And
look at you, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Well, and then they
a
made
couple
us.
of those you were really like snazzy.
Thank you for saying that, though. I wore the same thing all 6 episodes.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
I guess we only watched the one.
Yeah.
Went right to that DeLorean episode.
Yeah. So the reason why we did it that way is because we had to do pickups, and so it's
Oh,
like
that
we might
makes
be
sense.
filming episode 4. It's like, hey, can you say these things again for episode 2? And then like don't want to be jump cutty with your outfit. Like, hey, he's wearing a white tie now. It's like, oh well, okay, I guess I gotta wear the same thing the whole 6 episodes now. And even in our on location shoots, where luckily it wasn't really that hot at Willow Springs that day when I was shooting the Vector or at the Marconi Museum with this Chisetta V16T. But yeah,
Ooh, we're gonna be doing some stuff down at the Marconi Museum soon.
and you already have as well. So,
Yeah, but well, we just went down to visit, but
Okay,
we're
okay.
gonna be doing some stuff. We're gonna be shooting some episodes of our show down there.
Oh,
for What Are
great.
You Driving Today? Because the cars we want to drive are there and they can't get up the crest.
Yeah.
The Batmobile.
Yeah.
Knight Rider.
Isn't it
so,
great there?
So we're gonna drive those ones there, and what's the other one too? Dukes of Hazzard.
Okay, wonderful. Generally, or,
But we're going to be doing some shows down there too, and I feel like you could probably be involved in that if you wanted to be.
yeah,
That would
please.
be fun.
Yeah, I'm there whenever you need me.
Okay.
So yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Anything
Gladly drive hours for you guys or more. So
You're the coolest.
say no more.
Is there anything else? Let's see. MC3 Films for this guy.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you came over.
I'm so happy you have me. I'm just you know how I feel.
I know
about
they're over it and it's done. And you can turn off anytime you feel like it. But I'm genuinely happy that you came over. I would like you to be here more often. So we'll see you tomorrow and Saturday. Follow St. Clair Insurance, Auto Kennel, TLG, and Bubbletree. And
Yeah, Jeff
New-
fucking St. Clair, man. Love that guy.
you met him up in
Yeah,
Breakfast
I was
Club the
like,
other day.
Jeff fucking St. Clair! Holy shit! Yeah, I was kind of fanboying.
New Life of Old Nicole on Instagram. Yes to that idea. Love it, says Rick Purcell. He's one of the guys helping. That's awesome. Okay, New Life of Old Nicole, Porsche Life 111. We are at GVBC tomorrow, 9 to 11, down at Newcomb's Ranch, up at Newcomb's Ranch. Come on up and say hello if you want. Drive safe, respect the crest. Next week, we are back with Gabe Abelson, former Leno head writer, former Letterman head writer, former Letterman monologue writer, and currently the head of our writers department that
So
he is
exciting.
amassing because he teaches late night writing. So this is going to be fun. That's why I have to learn how to stand up in front of the camera so that I can learn how to. I used to host stuff all the time, so that's not a big deal. But it's different with a red light
I can't
in a little
wait.
studio with lights and stuff. It's different.
I can't wait till you guys have an audience because that would be amazing.
I'm much better with an. Well, you saw that little thing didn't work before at all. I'm better with I'm better with people responding.
You're being hard on yourself.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. And I won't have it.
And that's it. I love you. We love you. We all love you. Please love one another. We'll see you out there on the mountain tomorrow. And God damn it, have a great weekend. We love everybody. Seriously. Put the bubble on for you. Best stuff ever.